Prof, once again, welcome to the Kenyan Historian.
Thank you.
We are looking at the current situation in the country, the political temperatures. What do you make of them?
It's very unfortunate. Country is going through some internal crisis, seemingly manufactured crisis.
What do you mean?
Because some things happen should not be happening. The things that annoy people, like abductions. And the government has admitted that it's the one that has been doing it. The brutality, the killings. Just 1 or 2 days ago, another Kenyan was reportedly killed in a police cell. The young lady, Before there was the young man, the teacher, which got people very anxious. What's going on? Not to mention the police shooting somebody who is selling barakoa. So what's going on here? That kind of thing. The economy is not doing as well as it should, and people are feeling the pinch. And because they are feeling the pinch, they are very unhappy.
Are you seeing a situation where, like, the relationship between members of the public and the police is strained? Because at the end of it, we have seen quite a number of situations that will not have happened.
See, the police, many of the police officers are very good people, very reasonable people. But there are some who are goons themselves. And so when the police are seen to be escorting goons and to be in league, you wonder whether they are not the goons. That sort of thing. That image in itself blemishes the police force, although they are very good police officers. But the ones who are involved and being used in this kind of thing give the police a very bad picture.
Okay.
And therefore, people are worried and suspicious of the police as a force because it's not a service. It does not appear to be a service.
When you talk about the police, and we've seen many pictures, many pictures were captured where the police and people carrying rungus, I know you are referring to those ones, as goons.
We were told they were goons.
Yeah, we were told they were goons.
Yes.
But the question that many people have raised is, where do you draw the line? Because we've seen, yes, lives have been lost, police have shot people. Then the balance with situations where properties are destroyed.
Yes.
And we remember very well when the president was speaking, he emphasized on properties. That is where human rights activists came and said, you're more concerned about the money, the properties, but less concerned about the lives lost.
Both are right. You need to preserve the lives. You also need to protect property. But the picture that has emerged, right or wrong, is not the demonstrators who are responsible for the destructions. It's the goons. And the picture that has emerged is that the goons were ferried by people who have ability to ferry.
Who have money?
The power.
Power.
Because if it is true that the people who are destroying property were escorted by the police, what else are you talking about? So stop the shifting. It is part of the response.
Yeah.
I think the government has failed in responding properly to the questions that have arisen, mainly from the young people, the Gen Zs. As of last year, what the Gen Zs did was to shock the political class, whether they call themselves opposition or government. They were shocked. by the ability of these young people to be focused, to organize, and to deliver. That was a shock. The sort of demonstrations people are used to, the violent ones, often associated with Raila Odinga, which never actually delivered anything, except Raila got a lot of benefits in every time that happened. Yeah?
No, wait a little bit. You're saying that the protests by Raila Odinga have never yielded much, but people say he has actually fought for the spaces that we have. We are talking about human rights. We're talking about media space that we enjoy today. They say that he was part of the team. And when you look at the 2010 constitution that we achieved, people much attributed to the efforts that were put in by the likes of Raila Odinga. And when we talk about that, you have to go back to the protest of the early 90s, the late 90s, and the turn of the millennium.
Yes, he has played his part. That cannot be denied. He has played his part. And the cumulative benefits can be seen. You talk about the 2010 Constitution,
Yeah.
which was a result of the manufactured crisis of 2007. 2007 was not just something that happened. It was manufactured for a purpose.
I thought people were reacting to the malpractices that were done during the election time.
That's a lie. The reason, if you remember right, I don't know whether you do, violence started before the election.
During the rallies, during the campaigns.
Yeah, even before the campaign started. And that's the reason, in some places, special voting booths were created for people who could not vote in their proper places. What we can say is that the security people were not very effective in dealing with the building up. Eh? So the results of the election were not responsible for the violence. Because some people had already started the violence before it started. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the impression that comes is that the whole crisis was manufactured for a purpose. Whatever that purpose was. Eh? I don't know whether you remember, because I was watching the whole thing and I was commenting on it, so I remember what I saw and what I said or did not say. Kivuitu was blamed for a lot of things, which is true. And he was careless with his mouth. That's also true. But Kivuitu was stopped from announcing the results for about 2-3 days. Okay? By some people. Eh? Well, they knew they had lost, but they made it possible for Kivuitu to do what? Then what's the next thing they did? Kivuitu said, okay, let's recount. I don't know whether you remember the night of the count. Huh? So get people from the ODM, people from PNU, spend the whole night recounting everything. Whatever was in contest, recount them, which they did. And they had said that as soon as they finished in the morning, Kivuitu will announce the results. But Kivuitu was not allowed to announce the results. Instead, you had some people jumping up on tables and saying, no. Actually creating some crisis. Eh? Now, when eventually Kivuitu announced the results, in the evening, within a short time, the British government announced that there had to be power sharing, real power sharing in Kenya. That's the government, British government. On what basis do they do that?
But you look at it.
Unless there was something funny going on.
But look at it. When you look at when the counting started at the National Tallying Center, all the way before the results were announced, things that played out, actually, in many circles, people look at them and say there was something fishy. Look at the switching of other broadcasters, the independent broadcasters. Only KBC was allowed to remain up.
On the night of the announcement.
Yes. People were chased out of the KICC. Lights were switched off at the KICC. It was just pointing to something that looked sinister. And then Kibaki being sworn in during odd hours, and just immediately after that.
Yeah, there was an announcement and then the swearing in.
Violence erupted across the country.
No. The violence started long before.
No, we are talking about the serious one.
That's a myth. I'm trying to tell you, this is a myth. It has been created. You see, there's this expression, what is it called? PEV, yeah?
Post-election violence.
Which is a lie. No, it's a terminological cover-up. Because it covers up the fact that violence started before the election. So when you say post-election, you are covering up the reality.
Those before the election, we know they are actually captured, where we normally, or people normally say, and commentators actually call it what they were called sporadic or whatever.
No, they were not sporadic.
Violence
they were well
that were happening in different places.
They were well orchestrated.
But when you look at the major one that actually started after Kibaki was sworn in at State House in the twilight.
No, we can say yes, it intensified. The violence intensified. Not that it started.
But having said that, Dan, we lost quite many people.
Yeah, more than 1,000 people.
Yeah, what is captured is more than 1,100, and then over 600 lost their homes. 600,000.
Whatever the number.
Yeah. Now we are headed to another election that rhymes. It's how many years? 20 years down the line.
Yeah, it's about 20 years.
Some people are saying we are seeing almost like history repeating itself as far as the build-up to the election is concerned.
It's very unfortunate that you have some people talking that kind of language.
Which language will you pinpoint and say this is the language that is almost what was used in 20?
Well, when you start talking about isolating one group of people and blame them for everything, and you blame them for your own mistakes and other things. And fortunately, people have caught up. And they've said very clearly, don't do that. Because they can refer to what happened there. And this hashtag, we are Kikuyu, it's spreading all over because people can see, wait a minute, what are you doing?
Are we saying the same script?
It's almost the same, it's similar. It is worrying. And there is a national reaction against that kind of trend. Yes, there are a few people who are loose with their mouths. Like when you have an MP saying you should kill people.
He actually said, I remember it came on the backdrop of the president saying we'll shoot in the leg.
Shoot the legs.
He said, don't shoot the leg. Shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
Yes.
And he's a president man.
Yes, Nelson Koech.
Yes. I mean, then you have some lady in Wajir saying we are going to steal.
To make sure that Ruto remains in power.
He has to win, so we are going to import Somalis to do the... this kind of language is very disheartening. Because it makes it doubtful that even if Ruto were to win fairly, some of these utterances will create doubt as to whether he won. Okay? And I mean, there have been a few other people who have made that I think Oscar Sudi, one of the chief advisors to the president,
Engineer.
the engineer.
Next to fix it.
He said they'll do it.
And he's a fixer.
So, I mean, these are not good things for the president, that he's associated with that kind of thing. And since he's the president and his own utterances, I've also raised questions. Remember when he said, alipoa panga na siya kukata mboga. So you fear cut. That's a language of violence. And people are saying, wait a minute, what's going on? Because Ruto was elected. Narrowly, yes, but he was elected. So those who voted for him did not expect some of the things they are seeing. There are those who claim that that he stole the election. And there's some Venezuelan called Camargo or whatever that he did it. A very man with special brilliance to do things that are almost impossible. And if you remember the court, the Supreme Court, when the case came up, I think it was Justice Smokin Wanjala who was saying, are you trying to tell us that something went in the air and then came back the same way as it was at the polling station? You went change things in the air, that kind of thing. And so whatever the case might be, Raila lost that election himself.
In 2022.
Yeah, he lost. And most of the blame is to be him. His voters did not vote. End of the story. Yeah? And you can have all the excuses one wants to create. He lost.
He was the architect of his loss.
Yes, it was he who lost, rather than Ruto winning. But either way, Ruto was elected.
Elected, yeah.
And he was properly sworn in. And there was some jubilation all around, those who were for him. Those who did not vote for him were kind of a little sad, but they accepted the reality. The symbol of that acceptance was the president himself, Uhuru, who despite was very gracious. When they did what needs to be done by a gentleman, although he had campaigned against but it showed there.
So we've talked about what has been happening, and we've talked about even you've had the president and you had the CS for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, actually
very unfortunate for
and declare that if they find you doing certain things, they shoot you.
Yes.
The president said, shoot the leg. But when you read into Kipchumba Murkomen's remarks, and you remember when he was talking to the people, it was more like, shoot to kill.
Yeah, he was surrounded by some senior police officers. When he said, if you see people coming near the police station, shoot them.
Yeah, but there was a crowd. You could not see, you could hear the crowd reacting. So it means there were people.
The police were reacting to that. They were not happy. They were not happy. Although he was acting tough on the Gen Zs, from what I could read. And remember, he said very clearly, we shall protect you.
He told the police, yeah.
Yes, he told the police that you are protected. And the president, actually he said, speaking the authority from up, it's not just me. Everybody is online. So you are protected. Shoot these people.
Is there a way up?
Which was very unfortunate because he got a lot of heat, including his professor, Kibwana. So I didn't expect this to come from you. impression that Murkomen created was that he is lawless himself and does not believe in the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's the impression he created. Yet he is a good lawyer, as far as I know, in good standing. And for him to issue illegal orders, to tell him, saying shoot people who, whatever they are doing, demonstrating or walking or whatever it is, was interpreted to be an illegal order. It is also unconstitutional. And coming from the Minister for Internal Security, it showed a lot of short-sightedness on his part. It's interesting that later, when he was launching Brigadier Boynet's book, the reporter talked about national interest and other things, and how to, and lamented that many political operators don't understand national interest. So the question that came up, does he himself know what national interest is? Because it's not in the national interest to shoot people. You know, there's some contradictions.
The people are the nation.
Yeah. You know,
And the nation are the people.
The people are the nation.
Yeah.
So if you are going to shoot the nation, then what are you talking about?
The question that I've seen many people, and especially now those who are pro-government, asking is, how do the police handle, for example, people who are breaking into police stations, burning police stations, destroying property in police stations, and those, for example, destroying properties that belong to the citizens? How can the government and the police handle such situations without shooting people?
No, the government, when it wants, it does.
Yeah?
When it wants, it does. The government knows these things. That's where back to where we started.
Yes.
The image, the claim that these things are done by goons, and goons are protected. Okay?
It goes back to the argument that
the goons.
Who is manufacturing the goons?
Who is manufacturing the goons? Because it does not make sense. And then the targeting of some particular businesses sounds strange.
So how can you trace?
The government is there to protect all people and their property.
The lives first?
First life, property.
Then property. Yeah.
And the freedoms, the Constitution.
Freedoms, yeah.
Protect the Constitution, not to violate the Constitution. And to protect the Constitution is to protect lives.
The president, the ministers, the cabinet secretaries, actually, they take an oath not to violate the Constitution.
Yes, the police themselves take the oath.
Take the oath, yeah.
And they came to understand that Keganjo, before they graduate, they go to a special place which turns out into a sacred place as they take the oath to uphold the what?
The Constitution.
And that is the reason the police grumbled when Murkomen told them to shoot. So, you are giving an illegal order. And at that very time, I think part of the reason they grumbled, some of their colleagues are in court for having done what they thought they had been ordered.
Like Corporal Masinde, who shot the hawker.
Yes. And even Masinde, there might be a confused person. But the people who are in court because they killed Ojwang, they thought they were following whatever the routine is. Let's not condemn all the police officers, because there are a lot of good officers.
Yeah.
A lot of good ones. And they are very concerned because they help. But there are others, even if it's 1%, That's a lot of people, eh? Because how many thousands of police officers do we have in Kenya? Quite a lot, eh? It's more than 10,000. Imagine 100 of them are maybe 1,000 may need some assistance. Yes, I think there should be
Okay.
a way of assisting the ones that need help.
Let's talk about the Ruto Gachagua teeth.
Yes.
The battle. I think quite a number of people never expected it to be the way it is today. And I think from where I sit, even the president never expected it to escalate and be as tough as it is when he was impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know if that is my thinking. I don't know how you look at it.
Well, you are right that things did not turn out the way some people expected. You know, when Gachagua was being made a deputy president, because Ruto made him deputy president, he did not become, he was made by Ruto. And he told people his job is just to salute and say, yes, sir. Remember that?
Yes.
So he would have no mind of his own, in theory. And as soon as they were sworn in, and maybe even before, people noticed there was something wrong. The inauguration day was a disaster for both, and more a disaster to Gachagua than to Ruto. Because you know he's the one who was made to take the oath again, because he was messing up. But the reaction from the visiting heads of state indicated that they were not amused. Mainly because of Gachagua's words, that it was improper. People said there is a problem here. Some people tried to tell Gachagua, be careful what you say, because Ruto and Raila were going to get together. People are usually very perceptive. You say, this is going to happen, and you will be sacrificed. He didn't want to.
You will be hanged.
You are going to be the sacrificial lamb. And he refused to listen because he was also at the time busy trying to assert himself as the king of the mountain and trying to make people believe that he was the king of the mountain by virtue of being a deputy. There was no other reason. See, and the argument used to be, he's the only one who is there, therefore he's the one.
He's the senior most government official.
By virtue of being there, therefore he is the one.
Yeah.
And then we'll say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Because he had not proved himself yet. Man has a good mouth. He's got a good tongue, and he's the mobilizer.
And he knows how to punch.
He knows. He was a deal. Deals are usually
very lethal, like George Natembea.
Yes. These are the deals. By the time they go up, don't ignore them.
At your own period.
Yeah. So, but Gachagua was cooked before he even did anything. Remember, before he was appointed, there used to be discussions who and Kindiki between them.
Yeah.
And it said that the MPs, when they were asked for what they thought, they said they wanted Kindiki. But for some reason,
Shomba saying that.
But for some reason, Ruto decided to go with Gachagua. The reasons we don't know.
He said he's a good mobilizer.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But the time he appointed him, Ruto already had the votes. They had nothing to do with Gachagua.
A central Kenya vote?
Yeah.
But I always think differently. Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
The Central Kenya votes have never gone to Raila's basket in bigger numbers.
Yeah.
Within the appointment of Martha Karua, Raila was able to get over 1 million votes from the Mount Kenya region. So some people feel that if Ruto had done a miscalculation and given to someone else, probably more than 2 million votes would have entered into Raila's bucket.
That's a myth. It's a good myth, but it's a myth.
Yeah?
See,
They're looking at projections.
Before he appointed Gachagua,
Yes.
not to dismiss the fact that he has a good mouth.
Yeah.
And he also had some money to spare. And Kindiki doesn't seem to have money as much. Remember, he appointed this man about 2 months before the election. By then, the die was cast. By then, the die had been cast. And at one time, Ruto was known to go to Nyahururu and even declare that it's already sealed. Gachagua was nowhere. He used to go to different places and he was received very well. Gachagua was not there. Yes, in the last month or so, there was excitement everywhere.
Yeah.
That's true, But to say that it's Gachagua who delivered everything is stretching it. Did he deliver something? Yes, we don't know. But he delivered something. But to say he delivered everything, that's stretching it. Because I do remember very well.
Yeah.
Because, a few months before we were saying things are bad, No, we were saying it. You go anywhere, and the message is very clear. Things are bad. Even before Uhuru said he wants Raila, things were bad. And people are saying there is a problem here. And then when he brought in Raila, remember Uhuru had said, you wait, I'll tell you who. And then eventually he said, Raila, didn't, more questions were asked than were answered. But as you say, he still got 1 million votes, more than he probably got in Nyanza. That's why if only Nyanza people had voted for him, which they didn't, maybe we would be talking a different picture story now.
If they had voted, they had come out.
If they had come out. And there were other mistakes that were made, And so we avoid making excuses for Ruto winning. Because then you say the mistakes were made in the Uhuru Raila team. Very big mistakes, and people pointed out. But the turn towards Ruto was long before then.
Before then. Yeah. So Gachagua then and Ruto are in office, and you said, you were explaining to me how things started to go wrong between them.
Yeah. You see, Gachagua started looking like an embarrassment. Now, if Governor Mutahi Kahiga is to be believed, because he's the one who came up with that argument, that whatever Gachagua said that sounded stupid is because he had been told by Ruto to say it. And he obeyed because he had said his job is just to say, yes, sir. when he went talking about shares, that this government is one for shareholders, which sounded terrible. And it turned out he did not have any shares anyway.
During the impeachment?
Even before, he didn't have any shares. But there he was just talking, And then there are a few points of unhappiness, which he ignored, as he was busy pursuing the mountain to say he is the one. So things went wrong. Now, when he was impeached unfairly, in my view, and I think people could see it. He may not be the best man on earth, but surely this is unfair. Because when that MP, Mutuse,
Mwingi Mutuse.
Yes, is it from Mwingi or
Kibwezi.
Kibwezi. And somebody I've met before, and so it's okay.
Yeah.
He could not answer questions in Parliament, in the Senate, could he? He was being asked and he looked bamboozled. It did not paint a good picture. You know, the whole thing looked like a charade. Eh? And because of that, Gachagua got a lot of sympathy from people.
And he's capitalizing on it today.
No, he did a very good job of capitalizing on that. No, give him credit. Instead of, because he was supposed to stay dead, politically dead.
Yeah.
He was politically, Ruto and Kamara thought they had politically killed him. Never to rise again. And then this fellow refuses to stay dead. Huh? So those people, then they go around, was it Gladys Shaloy, eh? Who was telling Ruto, you know the job you gave us to remove this guy? We did, eh?
We finished.
We finished. So although there had been some trying to say that the MPs did it themselves, they come and say, we did it. So do you know him too? Yeah? Which reinforces the point that it was very unfair. The whole thing was very unfair. The surprise was that the man refused to stay down. And he started fighting back, his own way. And he gained a lot of sympathy because of that.
And it looks like he's a man who does not fear engaging in whatever situation or environment.
No, he became a desperate man. His own salvation was at stake. There's nothing to fear. See, one of the things about governance is that the governed should always have a little fear. The minute they lose that fear, you're in trouble. Gachagua lost fear. There's no fear.
He says whatever is in his mind.
Yeah, he's used to saying whatever was in his mind when he was DP, but he was saying against other people. Yeah? No one harassed Uhuru Kenyatta like Gachagua. Yeah? With his mouth and a lot of things, the things he used to say. You see, right?
I could hear many people will try to talk about the Kenyatta family, for example,
yes,
but in a toned or a measured way.
Yeah.
But Gachagua will go bare knuckle.
Unfortunately for Gachagua, he appeared to be mature. Because there are things you do not expect of a mature person. His behavior on the inauguration day showed his maturity.
What of now? When you look at how he's taking things.
You know, he's a good fighter. He's learned a few things. That's true. I think he's a little more careful the way he says things. And he's resonating. Eh? At that time, he was not resonating. He was just looking awkward. Huh? How do you... And he said, you know, in some communities, when you go through some ceremony, you're supposed to become mature. And to know what to say and what not to say. And in what occasion or when.
Now, looking
he seemed to have a problem with that.
If we without moving far away from Gachagua, let's talk about the opposition, how it is today. We know when you look at it, Gachagua has given it a little bit
yes,
of oomph.
Yes.
But looking at their chances in 2027, because they say they want William Ruto to be a one-term president.
Yes. So they are calling it one term.
One term. Now we have one term and two-term teams. What are their chances? And who is the most likely to be the candidate for the opposition?
If they can sustain the one-term spirit, the chances of winning are very high. Despite what the Wajir woman said, eh? Or what Sudi said, the chances are very high because people are very unhappy. And it's not just one part, the entire country is very unhappy. So the one term is likely to quash the two term. Likely. But you never know, things can change.
In this game, we normally look at numbers.
Yes.
Politics is a game of numbers.
Yeah.
Other factors come in,
Yes.
But numbers play a crucial part.
Yes.
Where are you getting your numbers?
Simple social science. That's all. So you go to every region and see the mood. What's going on? And whether we like it or not, the mood in the country is not a happy one.
I know.
And who is being blamed for that bad mood? Because the whole country is suffering, yeah? Isn't it? Whether it's confused education system, in which thousands of students, university students, are not going to access university education. In schools right now, we understand there is no capitation. So schools are barely running. And everyone can see that. It's not a regional issue. It's a national issue. The health service seems to be having a little problem. A lot of people are complaining that they are not getting the service they need. It's across the what?
The board.
Yeah. And where does the blame go? Nobody has to tell people that. They can see it. And the mood in the country is that it is unhappy. So that's why, if the mood changes for some reason, but that would be a different matter. Eh?
When you analyze, when you look at William Ruto's plan for 2027, you can see it clearly. Number one is to
accumulate some war chest.
Yeah, there's and his war chest includes the people. I mean the bigwigs in different areas. One of them being Raila Odinga, and there are those who think
could not deliver for himself.
Yeah, but he had big numbers. You know, the difference was only 200,000 votes.
Yes.
And so there are those who think that if William Ruto can inherit some substantial votes from Raila Odinga's
that's assuming people are robots.
Backgrounds, yeah?
That's assuming that people are robots. People are not robots. And the way things, even Raila is very unpopular.
But we are seeing
it is increasing, that unpopularity is increasing. And that's why he's bidding, retreating. Have you seen him retreat?
But we have seen quite a number of Raila's lieutenants.
Yeah,
and a group of people from his backyards.
Yes.
Let me say traditional backgrounds.
Yes.
Now defending William Ruto because of the broad-based.
No, they are eating. I know what, John Buddy is the one who described the Ruto cabinet as a skunk.
Yeah.
And then he joined the skunk.
So he became a member of the skunk.
So he is the one who is on record having said, there's no way we can abandon or betray Ruto. Same guy, yeah? He's eating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And,
but that Buddy as a person represents all the people of the lake.
But they mostly, we are represented by the people. So we are represented by leaders. So the likelihood that the leaders will sway a good number of people is
but
very...
the leaders did not sway people. Uhuru did not.
That's a different picture.
Yeah, I mean,
because
we
have seen
it was assumed that whatever Uhuru wants, it will happen. It did not happen.
Prof, when you look at it, if you analyze the Kenyan politics, you look at it that the Mount Kenya voters actually vote differently. When you compare
They're different from the others.
Yes. In terms of even when you look at Nyeri County, many a times, most of the MPs who have been there never see the light of the day
because
in the
they don't deliver, so people say,
they take the bomb.
Get lost.
But we have seen in situations where people have been in power, who have been either in parliament for more than 2-3 decades.
Yeah, that's true.
So they are likely to sway their people to vote for their preferred candidate.
A counter scenario.
Yeah.
I don't know how big you are in the 1960s, early 60s. In the Kadu and Kanu days.
Yes.
When Kanu was created, all the African leaders were members of the Kanu. All of them. Ngala, Moi, they were all part of what? When it was formed.
Yes.
And they shared positions. And then some settlers convinced them that they need to form a different party.
For minorities.
Yeah, and the settlers called themselves a small white tribe. So they look for other small tribes, including the Luya, who are very many. How they were convinced they were small is another matter.
Up to today.
It's a contradiction. Yeah?
Luyas know they are, in terms of population, they are huge. But in terms of votes.
So how they were, still, they were puzzled. Eh?
Yes.
But in theory, when Kadu was created to be a party of every other community except the two big bad ones, the Luo and the Kikuyu. If that logic was to work, then Kanu should have lost the election of February 1961. Should have.
Kadu should have won.
Kadu should have won. They lost big. Then in May 1963, the same thing should have happened. Kanu again swept the board. Eh? So what does that tell you? That the voters are smarter than their leaders. Because the leaders go, but the voters say, wait a minute, we know who is it that delivers. And at that time, Kanu was the deliver organ. That's why Kanu won twice in order to become the government of independence.
Okay.
Now, in 2007, Kibaki won.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like hearing that.
And
but he won. But the reason he won...
Krigler says...
No,
Krigler said...
Yes. What did he say?
Krigler said... Yeah. Let me say the numbers were so distorted that you cannot tell who won or who lost the election. And here you are saying Kibaki won.
Kibaki won. And Krieger also said there was no rigging at KICC. You forgot that?
How?
See, they recounted everything.
No, Krigler said by the time. I remember
No.
By the time...
The reason Krieger was brought in was to investigate what happened at KICC. Because that was the excuse. Okay?
Yeah.
And they had 3 PNU, 3 ODM, and the others were international, with Krieger leading the international. Isn't that so? And their mission was what? To find out what happened at KICC. Because that's what was claimed. And when Krieger came, his mandate was to investigate the constituencies that had been what? In context.
But wait a minute. I'm going with what Krigler said.
No, I'm also going with what he said.
And he said that by the time the votes were being brought to the KICC, the tallies from the constituencies and whatever, when they were being brought to the KICC, they were so bad, they were so contaminated. Yes.
He said what happened outside there was not his business. That was not his mandate. And he could not say for sure whatever it is that happened outside there.
No, he said it was
but
bad.
At KICC, which he knew, because he investigated thoroughly and recounted everything, and he begged people. You know what? He begged people. Anyone who has evidence, come and testify. Did he or did he not? And the people who are making the most noise ran away. You know why they ran away? Because they did not want to perjure themselves. They were going to be caught. One of them was caught. Remember Craig saying, no wonder you're in a mess if these you are experts. You know him saying that? Then he concluded.
I can't remember that, but...
No, he did. He just checked properly. Then he concluded he was not going to talk about outside the cases, because that was not his mandate. And he did not investigate all the constituencies in the country, because that was not his mandate. His mandate were those contentious, see, they were named. This, all of them. They bring everything with the calculate. With ODM there, PNU there, and the international. He begged people who had evidence to show up. They ran away instead of showing up because they knew they would perjure themselves. So at the end, what did he say? He said the following. One, there was no rigging at KICC. So he exonerated Kevuito there. Nothing like that. Two, Kevuito was not very good in arithmetic, because in their recounting, they found that some bad arithmetic had occurred. And they said in that bad arithmetic, Mwai Kibaki lost about 40,000 votes because of bad arithmetic. Yeah? Not deliberate, just bad arithmetic. Kalonzo Musyoka lost about 30,000 votes because of bad arithmetic. Then Raila Odinga lost about 20,000 votes because of bad arithmetic. So in total, the bad arithmetic would account for about 100,000 or less votes. Yeah? That's Kriegler's argument. But there was no rigging. Now, if you buy that logic, the Kriegler logic, and based on the number of constituencies that were examined thoroughly to their satisfaction, and then you project that nationally, what does it tell you? What does it tell you?
I'm still on my point. You're trying to convince me, but I'm still on my point.
Kriegler's number, Kibaki was cheated out of 30,000, no, 40,000. Kalonzo 30,000, Raila 20,000 by bad arithmetic. So if you projected nationally, who was cheated more by bad arithmetic?
I'm still going back to my argument as we wind up on this topic. Is Kriegler said, so bad were the results tampered with that you could not tell who won or who lost the election.
I thought you were going to say this. Kevoito who said that he didn't know who won.
No, Kriegler said that.
No,
I have that video.
Okay, but I'm also telling you what I know and what I had. Okay? But because Kriegler's mandate, and he said it clearly, this is his mandate. So he had no business talking about some other place.
Yes.
And when you say tampering, maybe some other place. But the ones he dealt with at KICC, the ones that had to be re-examined, said there was no tampering there. There was no rigging. Instead, there were people who lost votes because of bad arithmetic.
Okay, Prof.
And Kebaki lost the most of the votes because of their bad arithmetic.
I will still go with what Kirigula said, and he said,
I also go by
no one will never know who lost or who won
that one is
the
not
election.
That part is not in argument.
Yeah.
But we are looking at the mandate at KICC and what he did and what he concluded based on the evidence.
Okay. Prof, let's talk about...
Kebaki won that thing, yeah?
Let's talk about Daniel Arap Moi.